Hey YouTube, Mrlubufu here with updates or Avacyn Restored Spoilers. I know it's been a while since I've updated the ones on my channel, since the internet's been kind of horrendous. So I'll just go through with what's here. So I believe there's 12 that I haven't covered, so we will go ahead and go through them. First one is Stonewright. Stonewright's a 1-mana 1/1 with Soul Bond. I may have gone over this one. Well. It's a 1/1 Soul Bond that gives both creatures fire breathing. Nothing spectacular. I don't like it that much, but it's okay. It's an uncommon, so. Next we have Zealous Conscripts, which is in a different language. But basically, it's a 3/3 haste for 5 that when it enters the battlefield, it I want to say Traitorous Bloods, or untap target permanent and gain control of it until end of turn. It gains haste. Yep. Next we have Herald of War. Oh, by the way, I'd like that guy as a finisher in limited. He's very, very good. Next we have Herald of War. It's a 3/3 flyer for 5 that whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And angels and human spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Herald of War. Another great limited finisher. Other than that, nothing spectacular. This is going to be fun in my tribal angel EDH deck. But other than that, no, I mean, I like it. It's pretty art and stuff. But I say that about most of the angels in this set, and I'd rather not be repetitive. Next we have the blue-red land, which is Desolate Lighthouse, which is the set that, is the part of the 10-part combination of ones that include Keswick Wolf Run, Gavany Township, Vault of the Archangel, etc. This is the blue-red one. For colorless blue-red, draw a card, then discard a card. I mean, I'm not that impressed with it. I mean, it's great, or it's better in the late game, but unless you can really make use of its draw, then discard a card, then, I mean, unless you can really make value from it. Like, getting a miracle card off this sounds pretty cool, but, I mean, during their turn, but other than that, meh. Next we have a card that has caused some stir. It's Reforged the Soul. It's another miracle card. It's 3 colorless red or miracle colorless red. Each player discards his or her hand and draws 7 cards. Now when this was first spoiled, Star City Games had it at like $3.99 and it immediately sold out, which was pretty interesting. I'm not sure really what to think of this card. If there's any a sleeper, I would guess it would be this. Because it doesn't seem amazing, but it doesn't seem bad. I'm very curious about it to see how this one plays out, especially with some sort of flashback-based deck. Next we have Wolfier Silverheart. 3 colorless green for a 4/4 Soul Bond that as long as it's paired with another creature, each of the creatures get +4/+4. That's pretty awesome. That's a good representation of Soul Bond, if I would say. This guy is just a beating with a few other cards I'm certain I'm gonna mention. I like this guy, especially in limited, and seems pretty cool. Next, we have Nephalia Smuggler. Blue for a 1/1. That for 3 colorless blue, exile another target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. So they're really pushing the bounce effects in this set, which is kind of interesting. I think this guy's going to be okay in limited. I mean, in constructed, way too expensive, nothing's going to happen. In limited, it could be fine to help protect your creatures from removal, but no, not amazing in any stretch of the imagination. Next we have another angel in Gold Knight Redeemer. It's a 4/4 for 6. With flying that when it enters the battlefield you gain 2 life for each other creature you control. I mean it's a finisher, alright, it's a 4/4 flyer, but the 6 mana and I mean maybe the life gain could be relevant. It's an uncommon, seems cool, like the art. As I said, I like the angel arts. Next we have Slayer Stronghold, which unfortunately the picture hasn't been put up. Well, I mean technically the picture's up on the forums. So if I wanted to, I could just click there, go to page 1, and it's in Spanish, Fortaleza de Asesinos, so it's like Assassin's Fortress or something like that. So what do they call it? Slayer Stronghold. So this is the white-red land. Either taps to add 1 colorless to your mana pool, or for white-red, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste until end of turn. Which is pretty cool, I think, in a Boros type deck. Certainly, this is one you'll probably be using pre-combat, and it's kind of nuts with Mirroring Crusader. So that's pretty cool. But oftentimes, having a +2/+0, or having paying an extra 2 mana for vigilance and haste is not spectacular. The +2/+0, if you can really, again, with Mirroring Crusader, make the most of it, could be pretty good. We've only got one of these lands left. Next we have, I want to say, Descent into Madness, which is by far the junk mythic of the set. 3 colors, black. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a despair counter on Descent into Madness, then each player exiles X permanents he or she controls, and or cards from his or her hand, where X is the number of despair counters on Descent into Madness. Yep, horrible card. So sad they made it mythic, because they have to waste a mythic slot on this. I think this is definitely junk, and nothing good's gonna come of it. Man, if some deck's gonna be nuts with that card, and I'm gonna get trashed. Now we have my favorite flavor card of the set, Appetite for Brains. It's black for, it's sort of like Reverse Inquisition of Kozilek. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a card from it with converted mana cost 4 or greater and exile that card. I think this is, I mean, Despise right now does a better job in the decks that want a card, but once that rotates out, I think this is a good replacement. I mean, it's pretty good against Frights. You can exile their Unburial Rites, or their Elishorn, or whatever big guy they have. Probably the Unburial Rites. And it has such great flavor text, as just as with a peach, the first bite is always the juiciest. Brilliant. Great name, great flavor text. I think this is a fair card. Definitely one of the better spoilers. And last, we have the one that was spoiled on Channel Fireball. Champion of Lamholt. It's a 3 mana 1/1 that creatures with power less than Champion of Lamholt's power can't block creatures you control, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Lamholt. Reminds me a lot of Oran Arlid from Rise of the Eldrazi. Block. Zendikar block, actually. Why did I say that? And, seems pretty interesting. I like this card a lot. In Limited, it's going to be better than in Constructed, but in Constructed, it also could be a viable force. This plus Tolsimir Wolfheart, did I say Tolsimir? Yeah. Is very, very good. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.